Well, hey, we are back at it today. Hey, fellow traders, it's Black Coffee Trader. Today is Tuesday. What is today? September the 9th. I did not do an update yesterday because I got a new computer and was getting all that set up, and then just simply didn't have time to get everything in place to do an update video yesterday, so I apologize for that. But nevertheless, let's dive into today. So we did have a small green day today. Basically, I had a very disappointing loss this morning. You can see here on the NASDAQ, this morning we had this move down. We pushed back up into the 800s here, and I took the short. Right here was the entry. I was actually kind of patient, waited for that, and I had my stop above these wicks, and we had this stupid wiki move that took me out and basically ended up with a loss of about 76 bucks on that trade, so that was a little bit unfortunate. And as you can see, the move did occur. We did get the move down, but we really could not break the low of day. That really held up quite well on the NASDAQ, so it ended up being incorrect, even though in the short term this little trade would have worked. If you look at this time frame, I mean, we're at basically from about 11 o'clock to about noon, so that hour. If you take a look at the ES, you can see kind of why this is not breaking down. So from 11 o'clock to noon, which is right here, we are in this area and we're holding above the low of day from yesterday and the 6490s. The 6490s have been a major hold on the ES. That is an area right here that has just simply not broken down this week. So you can see for the last couple of days, here's today, this was Monday, and then Friday we came up and closed the day right in that area, and then in the Sunday night open we have been above it, and we just simply have not given that area back, and I think that was the big reason why the NASDAQ couldn't continue to stay below that, or to continue to push down today. If you look at the big picture also, coming back here, you have this 6490 to 6496, 95 area. You've got that coming all the way back here. We have resistance. We have major resistance here. So we pushed up to this level, rejected off of it. We had a little bit of a move above it, but we couldn't stay. Rejected here again. And over in here, we pushed above it over in last week. And then obviously this week we pushed above and we've turned this into support. So an area that had a lot of rejection or resistance recently has been turned into support, which is bullish on the market. So we'll see if this thing continues. But I think that was the big reason why we couldn't see the real breakdown occurring here on the ES today, or on the NASDAQ today, because this was the ES 6490. This was the ES 6496. This was also yesterday's low of day on the ES. And here was the low of day from yesterday on the NASDAQ. So that was the reason that this didn't continue to fall apart today. I just simply got into a trade that didn't work out and unfortunately took a $70-some loss. Moving on to then the next trade I took was actually a Russell trade. That one I was looking for a break and retest short. So we have the morning move coming down. We bounced off of this area and we had a retest, and it looked like we were getting a retest short. Let me just zoom in here so we can see this a little bit better. And so here's the entry, here's the stop loss. First target was here, second target was somewhere down below, and we started to go, and then we just rejected. And obviously the rest of the day, the Russell has basically gone sideways. So really wasn't much of a trade, really, and that's kind of been the normal in the Russell. You get the morning move, and then things just start to kind of go sideways for the rest of the day. So not shocking there, but that wasn't a big loss. I was out for 30 bucks, and then my winning trade today was on the, I don't remember. Was it on the Dow? Yep, it was on the Dow. So the Dow this morning, we had a bit of a chop session. We pushed above previous day's high. This purple line is yesterday's high, so prior day high, and we retested that area perfectly, and I took that long. Once we started to push out, this is where I took the long, added into this after the first target. I took my first contract off here. Obviously this was my stop loss, so very low risk. Added 2 contracts here, took another one off here, here, and then took the last one off up here at the highs. I did have a target here around the 760s, and the reason I had the target at the 760s was on, if you look at the bigger picture on the Dow, whoops, not the right screen. If you look at the bigger picture on the Dow Jones, right up here, we are basically at the 760s. These little highs right in here. So that's where I had my basic target set. And I was really looking for, basically if we don't break that and push, I was just going to take it off, which is what happened. We had to push up here, had this wick, we pulled back, and I just took it off. So good trade, really good trade. That was out with, I didn't even do the math here, 20, 60, 90, and so about $140 trade there, risking about 40 to some dollars, I think, on the entry. And again, this is what I like about entering here, 2 contracts, tight stop loss. I'm risking like 40 bucks, give or take. I think maybe 46 on this trade. Able to get out with a win, add to, and end up with a $140 trade. And my initial risk was only like 46 bucks. So I have about a 3R on that one if you go just from the initial entry. So really nice trade in that. Actually put the accounts back into green. Not by much, but it did put it into green, and that's where we left it for the day. Yesterday, we did end up having a red day. I had let me just see if I can find that trade. I think it was on the Russell. I had a winning trade in the morning yesterday, I think on ES. Let's go to yesterday. Yep, yesterday morning we had a bounce off this area. Took a long right in here, kind of a just a 1-hour trade. It wasn't not really the greatest trade, but I did get out of there with a win. Probably could have held for a little bit more, but the price action yesterday was not very nice, and had a small little win. I think like 40-some bucks yesterday. And then I took a couple trades on the Russell yesterday. Let's go to yesterday. Here's yesterday. I actually had some levels charted a little bit incorrectly, and I realized it later on. So this is the same level as we had yesterday. No, actually, I think I had this level up here yesterday. But you can see here I took a long, actually had a level marked in here and had another level here. So basically it was kind of a range, so to speak, through this area. And I just simply took some stupid trades. Took a long here looking for the breakout, got stopped out, went short, got stopped out again here, and then I went long again, and again we fell apart, stopped out, and then this thing went. And in hindsight, after I did some more evaluations and look at this is really where that level should have been, around the 23.88s. And if I would have had this level marked correctly, I probably would not have. I would have traded this a lot differently. We would have waited for this bounce or one of these bounces down here at the bottom and taken those for longs. So on me, not a big loss, but I think yesterday as a total, I think I might have been down like $1,000. Wow, we're getting a push here end of day. It's about 4 o'clock and we're getting a big push on the Russell. What's the NASDAQ doing? Not really much. ES, yeah. Wow, Russell's really pushing. Dow Jones, not doing much. Russell's getting a little push here end of day. Interesting. Okay, let's go to TradeZella if I can get it here. So here we go. Here's where the numbers are at. So today, 235, 33% win rate, and again, average win 2 times my average loss. So the win today was 132, and the average loss was 57 for a $200 win today. And yesterday we had a $1,000 red day. I think this is actually off a little bit because there was a commission. I didn't have my commission set quite right in on my Rhythmic yesterday, so I think this might be off by like 40 bucks or whatever, but it's not a big deal. So on the week we're down 785, call it 800 bucks. So on the month we're still ahead, but we can hopefully win that back here over the next couple of days and get back into the green and hopefully win another week. So, but yeah, good start to the week. My little green streak did end here on Monday, and that's okay. Red days are going to happen. I know that, and the key is just to avoid having the big red days. So Let's look at the monthly stats. I'm just kind of curious to see where the stats come in. So for the month, we're up 2,700, 45% win rate, almost a 2R, so almost an average winner of 73. The average loser is at 37, so that's good. Almost twice the win for each loss. That's what we want to see there. So yeah, having a good month, having a good start to the month. Hopefully we can continue and put together a solid green month and to continue to win these weeks. We've, for 3 weeks now, we have basically stayed in the green. As a matter of fact, let's look at that stat. So since I started doing this, that was on August the 18th, I really made a focal point of winning the week. And if you go through today, what does that give us? On that time frame, we are up 2,800, 40%, 39% win rate, and we're holding pretty steady with a 2R there. So average win of 80, average loser of 40. That's really good. I like that. That's way better than what I used to be at. So obviously last month was not great. I had a $7,000 loss. I had a couple of red weeks, and I made a couple of adjustments and sized down. And I sized down from this point forward, and that's really when I decided to really focus on trying to win the weeks and get this win. This was a break even. And then if you go into last week, this month, if you go to last week, we had a nice little winning trade, or winning week. So anyway, it's been going well, and hopefully we can continue. We just had a little bit of a red day yesterday, but today bounced back green, and we got about $800 to make up, about $60 per account, and we'll be back into the green. So anyway, okay, I'm going to stop rambling. This video is probably turning into a little bit longer of a video than what I'm wanting to, but in any case, again, just appreciate you guys. Again, things are a little bit new. Got a new computer, new setup here, so getting used to it, but appreciate you guys. Thanks for following along. Hope you guys had a green couple of days here to start the week, and let's continue to finish this week on a positive note, and we'll go from there. So once again, appreciate y'all. Have a good day, have a good night, and we'll catch up with you on the next one. Take care, and so long.